So tell me about your summer job.
It's this thing called drum corps, where all summer you
We know it's hard to explain. Maybe it's better that way. Is that a big xylophone?
No, it's kind of like... No, it's not a big xylophone.
We know it's hard to explain. Maybe it's better that way. So where did you get those tan lines?
Well, I'm in this drum line, and we take the summer to
We know it's hard to explain. Maybe it's better that way.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2013 My name is Brian Prato. I'm the Director of Operations for the All-American Band from All-American Games in Wharton, New Jersey. And we want to welcome everybody back home that's watching via banddirector.com. We also want to thank Jupiter Instruments for supporting this webcast. And without further ado, we're going to kick off our evening here with some special presentations. Working this bowl week is very, very difficult. There's a lot of moving pieces to what has to happen here, and a lot of people work really hard to make this whole thing happen. To reach 5 years of doing this is a tremendous accomplishment. And we have some awards tonight for the people that have made it that far. Erica? Erica Beadham is responsible for making sure that your kids get from point A to point B on time, and she makes sure that they are safe and sound every morning and every night. Without her, we could not get this thing done. Please give her a round of applause. Picture. Next, we have two individuals who were members of the 2009 U.S. Army All-American Marching Band. They have gone on to join the Army ROTC programs at their colleges. Please welcome Sarah Herrero and Abel Alvarado. Up next is a person who makes sure that we can get all the gear we need in our rehearsal locations throughout the bowl week. Dr. Michael Ryan is the music department supervisor in the Dallas-Fort Worth School District. He used to live here in San Antonio, and he's been instrumental in making sure that your kids have great places to rehearse and all the gear that they need that we can't afford to buy. So thank you, Dr. Ryan. And next, we have the man that you're going to see a lot of tonight, and it's been really great to get to know him over the last 5 years. He is our lead director. This is his 5th year with us, Mr. T. Andre Fagan. A great band needs great instruments to play. Nobody makes sure that we get that other than Jupiter Wind Instruments, Mapex Marching Percussion, and Majestic Concert Percussion. Please welcome Mr. Tabor Stamper.
Thank you, Brian. And before I say anything else, I want to first of all congratulate parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, all the family members, teachers, anyone who has helped prepare these students behind us for this week. I know the kind of sacrifice it takes: early band rehearsals, late band rehearsals, weekend trips, all the years of private lessons, driving to and from, all of that. It all leads, though, to this, and you'll see here in just a few minutes how your work is paid off. Many of the All-Americans behind me will go on to be music educators themselves. They want to share the passion that they've developed over their years with future music students. With that in mind, we're going to start a new tradition tonight. We're going to be awarding a $1,000 scholarship to one of the All-Americans who will be moving on to university next year studying music education. Like all of the applicants, and we had many for this scholarship, this year's recipient represents all of the core values that are demonstrated by the U.S. Army and the All-Americans themselves. In addition to being a fine musician, the award winner for this year, this first year of this award, is an active leader in his high school band as well as other organizations in his school and in his community. He's a section leader, he's drum major of the marching band. He volunteers his time in teaching middle school music students, already teaching, and also assists his peers in music as well as other subjects within the high school. He credits his high school band director, which many of, I think, these students would. He credits his high school band director for instilling in him a passion for not only making music, but for teaching as well. And it's his dream to be able to share this passion with future music students as a band director himself. His own band director states that he has shown an incredibly strong character, grounded in high standards, commitment, work ethic, and leadership that will make him a fine music educator. So without further ado, on behalf of Jupiter, Mapex, and Majestic, I'm pleased to present a check for $1,000 to the 2013 KHS American Music Education Scholarship winner from Governor Thomas Johnson High School in Frederick, Maryland, Ryan Keith. Let's get a photo. Thank you. If you stay down front, we're going to go over for a quick interview here in just a second. Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
To get here is about a year-long process, and that process starts with your band director nominating you through the National Association for Music Education. NAFME makes sure that these kids are the best of the best, and from the National Association for Music Education, I would like you to welcome Nancy Dittmer.
Thank you, Brian. I'm the president of the National Association for Music Education, and on behalf of our association, I have a few thank yous this evening. First, I'd like to thank the United States Army, and in particular, Colonel Timothy Holton and the members of the United States Army Field Band who have been working with these young musicians all week. The experiences that you're providing them as musicians and as young people is invaluable, and they will take a lot with them. And so could we all please join in thanking the Army and in particular the Field Band. Thank you. Thank you. I would also like to thank Andre Fagan and the entire musical and guard staff for the United States Army All-American Marching Band. Obviously, without great music educators, what you're about to see could not possibly happen. So, Andre, thank you and all of your staff. I'd like to thank parents, family members who are here. You've been supporting these young people who are standing behind me for many, many years. You've been supporting them financially and in other ways that make it possible for them to get here. So we appreciate all that you have given and will continue to give to them. I'd like to thank the teachers around the country who have helped provide the opportunity for these students to be here. Actually, I always say when I get an opportunity to guest conduct that working with a group like this is very, very easy. And the reason it's so easy is because of the excellent work that teachers around the country are doing that prepare the students to come and perform at this level. And it's a great opportunity then to bring all that together at an even higher level. So to all the teachers, some of you up in the stands and others around the country, thank you. And finally, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the students themselves. The energy that they've shown this week, the dedication that they've shown all through their musical careers and will continue to show is absolutely extraordinary. And I know you're all going to see that and hear that when the band begins its rehearsal, and especially tomorrow when they perform. So to all of the students, thank you, and keep up the good work. Let's all give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Drum Corps International is an important partner with us in supporting our Color Guard program. The Color Guard kids you see tonight, a lot of them are marching in DCI Corps, and some of them are planning on marching this summer. From Drum Corps International, please welcome Mr. Dan Atchison.
Thank you, and ditto to all the thank yous that have already been presented to parents, students, and amazing staff. Drum Corps International, on behalf of Drum Corps International's participating organizations, let me just say how grateful we are and how humbled we are to be in the presence of such greatness. Thank you.
And finally, your sons and daughters had an incredible opportunity this week to work with some of the best musicians in the world. And we can't say enough about the Army's support of this program and what it does for these guys. And the leadership skills that they're going to take away from Bull Week are going to last them a lifetime. Please welcome the Commander and Conductor of the United States Army Field Band, Colonel Timothy Holton.
Thank you, Brian. This has been an amazing week. On behalf of the Army, I'm so tickled at what we have seen from these young All-Americans. It's obviously a great staff, a great support structure, a great team at NAFME who helps us select these musicians. But when it comes down to it, what we have seen, the intelligence, the drive, the perseverance, the talent, and the sense of team is so pervasive in this group. It's exactly what we see in Army values. And it's true, only the strongest get to wear Army colors. And they have borne out the fact that they truly, truly deserve to wear Army colors. And I tell you what, you are in for a treat. This is an amazing show, and we are so tickled to be a part of this effort. So musicians in Color Guard, I think one last hoo-oh. 1, 2, 3! Hoo-ah! Yeah.
Thank you, Colonel Holton. So I know these guys are glad to be indoors. Are you ready to hear them? All right. That wraps up our introduction for this part. There will not be any closing announcements, but I do want to remind everyone back home that you can tune in to banddirector.com tomorrow, the exact same website you're hopefully watching this now, everybody back home, to watch our halftime performance. You're going to want to tune in to NBC at noon Central Time because there is, believe it or not, something that happens before and after halftime, a football game. And so you want to tune into NBC at noon so you can see how quickly we're moving through the first quarter, and then you can launch your web browsers. We're probably going to kick off our show about 3 to 5 minutes before halftime actually starts. So on behalf of everyone at All-American Games and the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, we welcome you to San Antonio, and let's get started.